Hey YouTube, what goes on? Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures live at 7:05. We are back here on the live stream. Can't wait to rip into some plastic with all of you tonight. Whew, had to push it till tonight. Last night we had a burner. The lunch hunt yesterday came through. If you didn't see on Instagram at disavowed_12, or if you didn't see basically on the hunt last night, you had a chance to watch it yet, we found the freaking entire Spider-Man, the M8 series retro carded Marvel Legends box at Walmart. We had to dig, but we found it. So I could not push off that toy hunt. I wanted to get it out last evening, so we shifted live at 7:05 to tonight. So thank you, everybody, for your understanding with the discombobulated order of events that we took place. But I tried to explain at the beginning of the video. So if you watch the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. So everybody's so great to see people here tonight already in the chat. As you can see, I've been sweating to do this. I've been dying. You know, I have a little bit of self-control, but it is shot. I need an alley Viper out of this freaking box in my life. Oh, I can't freaking wait. I've been pushing it off for like maybe 2 weeks now. Shout out to VR Hobbies. Check them out online. Check them out on Instagram. Check them out at their brick and mortar location on Lehigh Street in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I saw they posted on Instagram that these were available in the store. I literally got out of work and I did my best freaking Superman bullet shot down to the Allentown Lehigh Valley area. Got there. Luckily, nobody beat me there. I was able to pick up a few of these for the collection. So VR Hobbies, good friend of the channel. Follow them on Instagram because literally, like, they didn't like send me aside for me. He probably could have got me one if I really wanted it, but it was like, yo, I saw the Instagram post like anybody else and just ran my butt down there and managed to get some Alley Vipers. So on top of that, we're also opening up Sleepwalker for Marvel Legends, a character that I didn't think I needed in my collection until I remembered that was one of the first comic books I really remember reading as a kid. So had to grab that. So before we get to ripping open some plastic tonight, let's use in the chat. Let these things do their spinny thing for a while here. We will have plenty of comparisons to all of the G.I. Joe classified army builders once we get the Al Viper opened up near the end of the video. And Sleepwalker, we'll talk about him and crack him open as well. RG, everybody, the G stands for Great Toy Hunter. RG, how you doing, sir? How are you? RG with the incredible freaking find earlier this week. One of the first people I know to find basically the entire case of Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness, which is freaking incredible. So check his toy hunt video out this upcoming weekend. Art, I didn't get a chance to see your message back to me because honestly, I was running around back here like an idiot because my OCD kicked in and I couldn't find my hands for one of my figures and I was ripping apart boxes. So I will get on the same page as you afterwards, sir. So great finds, Archie. As always, give him a follow here on YouTube and on Instagram. Sunny JR14. Yeah, I'm not late today. I was late. I apologize, Sunny. I'm sorry. I was just getting too many things out back here and I lost track of time. Ryan Sweeney's in the house. How you doing, man? Thanks for being here at Live 705, sir. Four Feathers is here. What's going on? Rip that Orange Crush Viper. Dude, the colors on this thing look amazing. I can only imagine how great they're going to look. Sorry. Rookie mistake, bumping the camera. How great that's going to look outside of the box. RL is here. What's going on, RL? Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Midwest Toy Box, killing it with some figure photography this past week. Absolutely digging what he's doing with G.I. Joe Classified. So freaking cool. Midwest Toy Box, I can't wait to open this thing, man. Who we got going on here? I think that's a bot or something, so I'm not going to talk about that. Only your Walmart. Art, man, it's been something else, dude. I'm blessed to live in a relatively small area and get out there and find this stuff, man. Darth Clueless, what's going on? Hello. How are you doing? Welcome to 705. James, a.k.a. Ratface44 is here. What's going on, dude? Omega Weapon 13. What's going on, sir? Can't wait to chat it up with you on the Infinity Equation podcast in the future, as we always like to do. Ghostface, what's going on? How you doing? What is going on? White Mike Bagata, what's going on? White Mike Vegeta, I'm sorry I said it wrong. What's going on, What Mike? How you doing, sir? Always glad to have you here. Another mainstay over at the Infinity Equation podcast. Ghostface says, digging the colors on those boxes. Oh, it's so great, man. I'm just loving the orange and the blue. I'm loving the purple and the green. You want to talk about two box art styles and figure styles using awesome contrasting colors. These are doing a great job right here with two of Hasbro's obviously most well-known toy lines, G.I. Joe Classified, and of course, Marvel Legends. So as I said, we have all sorts of comparisons on base after we open up and give a disavowed action figure unboxing review to the Alley Viper. I did pick up the Sleepwalker figure at a Target. I believe it was last week. Since then, we did have some finds that you might have seen on Instagram already tonight. You'll be getting a YouTube hunt sometime soon with this wave being somewhat showcased in there. So very excited to get Sleepwalker out of his, as they say, plastic prison. I know I'm stealing that from other YouTubers, but I really like saying it. Yeah, I was going to get this guy. And honestly, he was sitting there and I said, you know what? I literally remember buying and having Sleepwalker #1. It's in one of the long boxes behind me, which by the way, if you haven't seen it already, I finally did a Toy Room, Collectible Room, Volume 1, Version 1 room tour. It is available. It is here on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see what is the broader world around me, feel free to check that out. I showed you around the toy room, what I have, what I don't have, where everything goes once it's unboxed. I had fun making it. Hope you had fun watching it as well. Got some pretty good feedback, which I appreciate as always. But in one of these long boxes behind me is Sleepwalker #1. I believe I actually have 2 copies of it. I think I bought one when I was a kid. I know I did. And I bought another one when he appeared in, I believe it was Fantastic Four a couple of years ago. I actually showed the comic off here on the live stream, I think last week. So we're going to rip up on a Sleepwalker momentarily. First, let's see if anybody else came in. Looks like we are good to go on the update. So here you've seen it on the rotating base, Marvel Sleepwalker. That tells us that it is a comic book related figure. Will he show up in Multiverse of Madness? He very well could. You know, I'm a box snob. I basically keep all of my action figure boxes because I am a crazy person and a glutton for punishment. However, loving box art, put these on the shelves like there are books on the back. If you don't know anything about Sleepwalker, brief rundown. The Sleepwalker is the guardian of the mindscape, capital M, apprehending beings that invade the sleeping minds of humans. I'll be honest, I can't give you a very good bio of Marvel Sleepwalker. I just know he looks pretty cool, and I know he's had a bit of a revival in the last 3 to 5 years in Marvel Comics after being rather obscure for quite a while. So he looks cool. It's a unique looking figure. I am not planning to build Rentra, the Minotaur, although it looks pretty cool. It's one of those things, if I play the long game and it works out, I'll get them, but I'm not in a rush. Here's the cross cell on the back. If you're unaware, this is the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So we do have, of course, the double-packed Doctor Strange. We have Wong, which looked great in hand. America Chavez, which can double as both a comic book or a movie character. Baron Mordo or Master Mordo. We have the Doctor Strange on the astral plane. We have our Despair, which I almost bought today, but I fought the temptation, and the aforementioned Sleepwalker. So let's get ready to crack this guy open. I am still somewhat putting together my toy room back here after the great window debacle, where everything had to be packed up so I can put windows in. So I have to slowly get my cutting tool out. I think I managed to do it without causing any massive freaking problems here, thankfully. Archie says, I really enjoyed Sleepwalker regardless of the buck. That character was a big part of my comic collecting growing up. Art, I couldn't agree more, buddy. I know we talked on the sidebar about this guy. I'm pretty sure that you talked me into either subconsciously or intentionally into getting this guy. By the way, guys, Art's been slamming it recently with some awesome action figure reviews over on his channel. Check that out. They are much more refined than the nonsense that I do here on 705. So check out his awesome Action Force reviews and other figures he's done in the last couple of weeks. Art, you're killing it over there, buddy. I'm enjoying. I got to catch up on some of the videos, but I've been trying to catch up on them as I go. They are fun to watch, and you're doing a very nice job, sir. Also, we will compare the Alley Viper to some of the Valaverse Action Force figures. All right, let's get them out of the packaging. And again, I keep all this stuff because I am a crazy person. First look at them there, as you can see, looking pretty great. Loving the green, the contrast, the green arm and the blue sleeved arm, purple gloves, looking great. Minotaur leg looks pretty cool too. I'm not going to lie, that green really sets it off. Basic kind of a purple background here, more or less like a dreamscape, I believe you would think, with the purple. Looking very cool. Make me think of the purple wall at Walt Disney World, the Magic Kingdom. Just purple, and that's what I think of, I suppose. So let's get him out of the plastic right away. Not messing around. He's in there pretty good because of the hood. Yes, I know that rhymed. No, it was not intentional. And I'll say it as I always do. I freaking hate how they put the freaking cape through the back of the plastic. I know it's not a big deal because it's malleable, but it just angers me. I don't like when they do that. As you can see, as accessories, we do get 2 alternate hands, 1 for each hand here, which does look more or less kind of like a gesturing sort of hand, which will put it on the display. Minotaur leg for now, keeping it in box. Don't know what I'll do with this yet. Not sure if I'll try to sell it. Not sure if I'll just hang on to it. Maybe for a long game build. We'll find out later. But as Art said, this is on the old buck. I know he and I were talking about that on Instagram. However, with that said, they do a nice job of doing enough different with it here that it doesn't take away from the figure. Obviously, a big part of this action figure is the hood and the cape. Cape very nicely done in the back. I like how they do have the holes and the slits in that, giving it that ragged look. The boots on first glance look very well done with the wraps. Kind of Daredevil reminiscent from some Daredevil figures we've seen with the wraps going on there. I do like those. Definitely a different sort of wrap. I can't recall this identical wrap being anywhere. So that was pretty well done. There's the back. Again, you can see the basically the articulation of that Bucky cap mold. Getting them out here in some pose. Again, Sleepwalker, I'm not going to lie. It's been a long time since I've read that book or seen him in action. I'm guessing he doesn't actually fight. I'm assuming it's more of a like a mysterious sort of supernatural sort of powers, you know, channeling the dreamscape sort of thing, but very awesome looking. And again, it's a unique looking action figure. That's why I enjoy this thing. The color scheme looks cool. And I'll tell you what, didn't plan on this comparison, but it's right behind me. It's one of the few figures I can get out of the shelf without struggling too badly. And when I think of purple and I think of Marvel Legends, I think of Hawkeye. So here is the original Marvel Legends Hawkeye, I believe from the All-Father Thor wave. These look cool together. If you're building like a purple sort of team, I can dig this. I'm liking how these look together on the shelf. They're pretty cool. I will say that. They're pretty cool. So not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do with this thing. You're welcome, Art. However, I'm very much enjoying it. It's going to look good on my shelf. It's the best way I can put it. I kind of cleared out some space back here because of the great window move. So that's allowing me to be able to basically put some more shelving or detox back here. So the nice thing with that will be I'll actually have the option of putting more figures on display than I might in the past. I also like the wraps on the forearms here. They came out looking pretty great. Head sculpt looks great. It's a cool looking face. That's Sleepwalker. That's what you're going to expect to get out of him when you have him in hand. So again, would it be cool for all the bells and whistles we always say of having, you know, possibly butterfly joints, things like that? Of course, every figure would be better with those sorts of things involved. But when it comes to this guy, he's going to fit a cool little niche and, you know, on my shelf. And I think that for the most part, I'll be happy to have him. I kind of wish that I dug the comic book out. I guarantee I'll be reading it this weekend just for funsies. But again, there he is with Hawkeye and looks kind of cool with the purple, if I can say so myself. So guys, I want to make sure I always ask this. I'm always curious. What are you finding out there on the shelves? Me. I'm talking so much about me and my action figures. What are you finding? Has anybody else found Spider-Man? Has anybody else found Doctor Strange? Anybody else finding the new Mo 2 stuff? Over on Instagram, I did post some Mo 2 stuff I found today that was new to me, like Triclops. It's always good to hear what you're seeing out there, what you're finding on the pegs, or what your opinions are of these action figures. Art said he's digging Sleepwalker. Have you opened yours yet if you managed to get him? Okay, figures in the house. What's going on, man? Manny looks cool. He can't wait. I agree. Looks very cool. I'm digging them. Omega Weapon 13 says, this figure is dope. Would have been so much better if it was pin visible. Yeah, man. Again, I think we're always going to be saying that now, that we'd love to have the pinless technology on everything. And it's just something we're going to have to do. I'm going to slowly work it in, and hopefully over time, you know, we get more action figures that are pinless. Patient Mental says, hey, man, thanks for the heads up on the Spidey yesterday. Went to Walmart right after your reply, and it was on the pallet. That is awesome, dude. That is the reason I got that video out as quickly as I did. Typically, I wouldn't shift around 7:05 to another night. But I know I can post on Instagram, but there's so many people who just use YouTube. So I figured if I put it out on both platforms, it would, even if it helped one person go to Walmart and find it in that moment, it was worth it. So Patient Mental, that is awesome. I'm glad you got those, sir. Very exciting that paid off for you. Six Packs and Knickknacks is in the house. He's enjoying a beverage. Thursday Night Live, everybody. What's going on? Thank you for being here, sir. Here it is, the best name in all of social media history. Mama said pop you out is in the house. What's going on, dude? I know we've been talking a lot about figures recently. Okay, Figure says, my area is super dry. It's happening now. Slowly but surely, things are just percolating and popping up. So keep your eyes open, man. As we like to say here on the channel, have your head on a swivel. White Mike says, I just saw Savage He-Man and Orko 2-pack. Dude, that is awesome, White Mike. That I have not gone deep at all. In fact, I only have one of their. I'm lying. I have one figure, Man-at-Arms from Revelations, and then I bought Battle Cat thanks to Art G's heads up at Target for like 14 bucks. Other than that, I've not gone very deep because I'm just going to play the long game and wait till they're all on clearance, to be honest. But I'll tell you, that Orko 2-pack would give me pause. I can't recall. I think it was Art G. If it was somebody else, I apologize. I think Art said this. Art, let me know in the comments if it was you or not. Made the comment about using the Savage He-Man in their Savage Land X-Men Marvel Legends display, which is an awesome, awesome, awesome idea to put him out there as Kazar. So that got me thinking. Get some Jurassic Park dinosaurs. It'll look pretty freaking sweet, right? So anyways, let's get Hawkeye back out of the camera here, off to the side. Actually, I'm going to put him right back here. So give me un momento, por favor. It's all the Spanish I can get out. He's back on the shelf with his Avengers friends. Sleepwalker will chill in the back here. With some of our other figures, we'll put him by the Baroness here, hanging out at the throne. So there is our Sleepwalker, getting his hands with him. And let's get right to it. I'm not going to bury the lead too far tonight because I know this is the main thing we've all been looking forward to doing. If you haven't already gotten your own, and that is rip it open the G.I. Joe Classified Alley Viper. I'm so pumped to get this out, mess around with all the accessories, mess around with all the storage, and then again, do some comparisons with the other army builders from this particular line. Absolutely loving G.I. Joe Classified. You know that. I think I end up having 4 of these right now. So obviously there's one in the background, which I was like having like newer figures on display, at least for the year. You can see another bat back there as well. And then I have this one and 2 others, looks like, yes. My bat count is at 6. I think I'm good there. I actually canceled 3 pre-orders because I did the math and I'm like, I don't need like $300 of the same action figure for my lack of space back here. But I definitely want one of these and a bat to keep in the box. They just look too good mint on card. And again, loving the orange, loving the blue, loving the fact that they give us the army on the side, indicating it's an army builder. And this is probably one of the last figures. We'll get the old school, we can call it old school, original G.I. Joe Classified poster. If anybody knows where I can find this friggin' poster, like an official version to buy, hit me up over on Instagram, send me a DM, because I want this on my wall. I know I can probably scan it or somebody on like Pinterest or something has it, but I definitely want that on the wall. And I can't wait to see that new picture. It looks friggin' incredible from what I've seen in YouTube reviews from the new line coming out soon. So double check in the chat one more time. It was Art G. There it is. Kazar would be great. And I'm really thinking about it. Art G, you come up with some really awesome ideas, dude. That is something I would love to freaking see on your channel. All right, let's get this guy out of here. I'm so freaking excited to crack this guy open. I feel like it's been a while since we opened G.I. Joe. I know the bat wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it was for some reason. And I don't know why. You get my cutting tool going on here. We're going out of the bottom this time around. So let's get him out of the box. There's our legalese thing. Get that the hell out of here. You always know it's a VR Hobbies figure if you see the string on the bottom because he does put his tags on there. So I always love seeing that when I look at my box wall. And this thing out of the package, holy shit, is freaking amazing. All this stuff. Okay, first and foremost, let's see if that even remotely stays. First and foremost, this is what they should have done from the beginning. And I've said before, shout out to G.I. Joe and Hasbro because they did course correct. This is basically the same idea that we got with the Cobra Island Trooper, the Viper, all those characters that were the army builders at Target. because you get all this sweet stuff with this thing. The freaking cart is just packed with accessories. And they should have made all of these general release. And yes, I know we all know it, but I'll say it anyway in the interest of transparency. Okay. That's my one shot I can take against G.I. Joe. One of the many shots, I guess. However, they course corrected. They got all this stuff out. They redid some different designs. They gave us the options of getting these things all over the place. I know it's been a slow rollout, but here's the thing. Eventually, we'll find these, and they'll be plentiful. I really do believe that. There are just so many freaking things that came with this. I don't even know if I can get them all on the stand at this point. And again, of course, I've cheated and watched some other reviews. Sometimes I like to come in blind to these things, just for the sake of messing around with a figure for the first time. But there's so much stuff with this. I at least wanted somewhat of an idea what I was getting myself into. This is easily the most tape that I've had in a G.I. Joe Classified because there's so many friggin' accessories in here. And there's little accessories, like this little knife. I'm going to put that right there. So again, be careful because there are actually two very small knives that come with this. You don't want to lose those in the carpeting. Also, we do get the sidearm, which to be honest is also very, very small in size. So I'm putting that on the side as well. And you also do get the hook, not hook from AEW, by the way, but the top here that will go inside one of the guns. This will be very reminiscent of the original figure. And quite possibly, I might call it the coolest, and I mean coolest accessory we're going to get this year, this freaking shield. The shield makes this figure. Look at the back of this thing. This rotates. That is so incredible. I mean, that is so great. Like the viewfinder thing going on back there. The shield makes this, man. I know the bat probably has more interchangeable pieces that allow you to do more with this to make, more, basically warranting having more of the figure. But this thing has a lot of great accessibility ideas as well to really make him look different from his other figures. So this is so great. I'm so excited. I'm going to dub this the Pennsylvania Hunter. Not Toy Hunter, the Pennsylvania Hunter. Because I feel like this is a guy I've seen my entire life walking through the woods by my parents' house in his friggin' camouflage or his orange fluorescent camouflage, looking around to basically shoot some deer. So this is the Pennsylvania Hunter right here. First time getting a Pennsylvania Army builder. Very excited to have him in hand. Let's crack through this thing and see what we can get. Ryan Laser Pants, what's going on? Pew pew. What's going on, sir? From the Infinity Equation podcast. And also, let's not forget 3POA podcast. Over there hanging out with Analog Toys. I'm Bobby Vala doing God's work with Valiverse. Six Pack says that's a ton of pew pew. There's a lot going on here, man. There is Archie's boyfriend. He's in the house. They're exchanging pleasantries. Everybody virtualized. Give them like a momentary second here of just some silence and just some time. Mama Papu says, I swapped the sheath on the arm on two of mine to put the shield on the other arm. That's a great idea, dude. You can mix up and, again, give it more of a look on your shelf. Forfeiter says, is the knife sheath swappable? I thought it was sculpted on the forearm. Haven't messed around with anything like that yet, obviously. I know that he did just say that he was able to swap it off. So this is easily removable. You can see that does shift around. So you could pop the hands and change that if you wanted to. So the first thing I'm going to do for fear of losing these, I'm going to put these knives right into the sheaths that they go in because I don't want to take a chance on losing these things. So there's one in the sheath on the wrist. And then their other sheath we got going on here as we poke our way around is right here on the chest. So again, I like how they gave us a black sheath and a brown sheath, just kind of mixing it up what we have for the knives. Let's get that in there. All right, so I feel better because those are now secure in their place. I'm not going to go crazy on articulation. We do get the boot cut. I know we always like to see the knees. The knees are going to be a little bit tough because you do have the straps on the legs there going back. Again, the one thing I know a lot of people talk about online is it drives them kind of crazy. The knee pads kind of bend in on this guy. You can kind of see there the knee pads go in. It's not going to bother me too much. It is what it is. Same thing with the ankle guards. You can see again with the boot cut, you get a lot extra there. Feet are looking good. Nothing's too locked up on this guy. You do get, of course, the double jointed elbow, and you do, of course, get the butterfly, a little bit of butterfly going on right there. Not quite what you get with the Valiverse, but it's there. I like the Cobra logo on the head. And again, to me, the colors on this thing is what really makes it, along with, of course, the accessories and the shield. So now that we have the knives in place, again, I do want to try to holster as many weapons here as we can. Here is the sidearm, side piece. Let's get that in there as well. So again, not losing things is always paramount to me when I am doing these reviews or unboxings. You're not going to get much out of the chest, as everybody has said, without cutting this. That's obviously the downside of a lot of G.I. Joe classified figures. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do too much with the torso. So it kind of doesn't really matter at the end of the day what it does. I want to get this freaking thing on his arm. That's what I want to do. So let's get this thing on his arm. I'm the most excited about the shield, as I talked about already. As they said, you can essentially put it through. Put the hand out of here first. You can basically put the shield on the arm, and then this rotates, which is pretty cool. I guess maybe I should have kept the hand on when I did this first. Oh, let's see here. All right, let's get that on. So I guess I probably could just pop it over the hand. So for now, let's just do that. I will pop the hand back on back here. And again, nice and secure. Once we get the hand popped back in, I will tell you this, very long pegs on the hands, which is odd. Look how long the peg is on the hand. I'm not quite sure if that, to me, that's something new. I don't recall other hands being that long of pegs. And I'll be honest, it worries me because I feel like I'm going to snap a peg when I'm putting that hand back in. So that is rather strange, if you ask me, how that is operating. So I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. Really not digging how that looks. So yeah, really cool, awesome looking guy. Man, I want to get this visor on him, the backpack and everything else. All right, so I know we get some storage back here, not for everything, unfortunately. I know one of the guns does go on here. Backpack does have the Cobra logo, which is pretty awesome. Of course, we get the peg that goes into the back. I believe this does pop into one of these guys. There should be a hole in one of these. Is it that one? Does that fit in there? I don't think it does. Let's check and see here where it might pop in. Because again, this will then go on his back and store. You also do get the removable clip at the bottom here, which they obviously started doing with more of their figures than they did in the past. And again, looking to see which one of these it's going to pop in with. Didn't do too much, watched a few reviews. I know it's not going to pop into this one here. So I'm not quite sure which gun that's actually meant to pop into, unless I'm just looking at the wrong section of it. Because I know that will pop into the backpack on here. So there will be a section, you can see the peg, where when you put it on the back, it'll kind of just peg on a certain way. I guess it's going to be this one here, yeah. So that's meant to go on here. As you can see, it's kind of pops on, and I don't know why that's not fitting for me. I think that should go right there. So I'll have to mess around with this a little bit later on. I don't think it's meant to go through here, so I don't know if you guys know in the chat. Give me a holler, let me know. But I love getting the storage for the gun on the back because, again, the more storage you get with these things, the better off you're going to be. Backpack sits on there pretty well, as you can see, which is cool. And let's get one of the guns in his hand. So he's looking a little bit more menacing. I just want to get doing some comparisons too. That's why I love doing with these things so much. So there he is with one of his guns. Again, you can basically have him hold the gun in each hand if you want to. Of course, we have the visor to pop on momentarily. Let's see what we got going on over here in the chat. Forfeiters is cool, good to know. Okay, Figure says, this guy gets me excited to see what they can do with night vipers. There are just so many ideas that you can do with these things. And again, with reusing parts and just swapping up the colors that you use, so many options for what you can do with these figures. It's just a really cool idea. And again, army builders for days. You're going to have so many army builders in this line, which is okay for me. Now, I will put the visor on. However, I do like the fact of having the visor off. I like seeing the blue on his face, but you'll see there's pegs on the side here. So basically, that'll just peg onto the side for you. And the cool thing is, once they're both pegged on properly in the hole, there we go, you can flip that visor down and have that logo on the front. Bring them a little bit closer for you. That's cool. I think I'll probably have most of mine flipped up like so. So I can have the visor stored on him for fear of losing it. However, in addition to that, also have the option of having it off to the side like that as well. So let's put these down. Okay, comparison time, guys. I'm excited to do some comparisons right now. I'm very pumped to do these. Let's get the shield up here with them as well. I was struggling a little bit with the shield, and honestly, I just don't want to keep screwing with it right now. So I will mess it off camera and post it on Instagram. Just having trouble. I popped the hand off, but I couldn't quite get it on the arm, so I don't take any chances breaking anything. So first comparison for tonight is going to be our Alley Viper with, I'll tell you, we'll go with the OG here. The OG Army Builder from G.I. Joe, the first one we got. Again, personally, I think it's my favorite. I honestly think this is my favorite Army Builder that I've had so far in the line. That's the Red Ninja. I love these things. I only have 3 unboxed, the 4th one being back there. I'm a huge fan of the Red Ninjas. I just love how they move. They look cool with snake eyes. They're one of my top figures of the year 2 years ago. So you can see the Alley Viper, even with the helmet there, is a little bit taller than the Red Ninja. So if you were curious what they size up like, giving you a better idea right there. Let's get him off to the side here. Then our next, probably most sought after Army Builder, which was, of course, the debacle of Target, would be the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. So you can see how they size up with one another. Again, the Alley Viper really looks a lot taller. I don't know if it's the way that they're posed, if he's leaning back or not, but he looks like he does have a little bit of height on him. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you can see there. But really liking how they look together. And obviously extremely different looks here. Extremely different looks. By the way, cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. But very different looks going on here with these two. Just obviously you have blue, but other than that, they are just opposite in every way when it comes to colors. So they're really digging another Army Builder right there. Get them off to the side. Let's bring in another Cobra Island exclusive that definitely got a lot of people upset with Target, with Hasbro. And that's going to be our original Cobra Viper. They both have big backpacks. I have to make sure I give them space to stand. So again, you'll see a lot more comparison here, I think, between these two regarding the sizes and how these are going to sit next to each other. The backpacks and everything else, a little bit more comparable than the other Army Builders to me. This really doesn't have much going on with the Army building with the backpack. But you can see here the red and the blues, again, against the oranges and the blues. Just this such a different looking figure, which is just, I love it. I love the fact that it just looks so different compared to the other G.I. Joe Army Builders that we already have. So let's get the Viper out of the way. I'll slide him over here for now to hang out. And of course, we have our bat, which right now I'm still rocking my bat. The only one I've opened so far. And this is the one where I have all the damaged parts on him. So it has the damaged helmet, the damaged, I actually put the damaged chest plate on there, but it's covering up the innards. Love all the storage on that as well. Check out another 705 from a few weeks ago when I did unbox and review that guy right there. So those are the two current Army Builders from G.I. Joe Classified, looking great compared to each other, standing there. And even though they're so different in their coloring, I love the yellows here. So again, the yellows and the oranges, both of those just really jump. And I'm sitting here looking at my D-Top and my G.I. Joes, and both of these just as classified figures, they just pop. And that's the word everybody uses, but they just have so much more of a presence on your shelf, which is just freaking awesome. You're going to notice these things, especially if you get more than one trooped up together, hanging out together. It's going to look freaking incredible. So there is our bat. Some other out-of-the-line comparisons. One of my favorite Army Builder and my favorite Marvel Legend of 2021 is our Hand Ninja, which I took so much crap for over the year for Army building these things. But kind of giving you an idea how the Marvel Legends Hand Ninja compares against the G.I. Joe Classified Alley Viper. Again, size-wise, they fit. They're 6-inch scale. They're all Hasbro figures. Not a whole lot of craziness going on there. Let's get him back here out of the way as well. To the side. Now, what we're looking forward to, at least I was, let's check out the Action Force Bobby Vala figures here from Valaverse. First, here is the Sarge. So Sergeant Slaughter. You can see how he lines up. Obviously, scaling very well with G.I. Joe Classified. Shout out to Hard to Find Toys, who hooked me up when I did order my next figure I'm going to compare here with the Valaverse action pack, with the accessory pack. So very cool getting that in hand. That's one of the guns from that extra accessory pack, which looks freaking cool with the Sarge. I always losing my mind. I couldn't find my other Sarge hands. I can't find them. With the move I did back here, I really wanted to have him hold that gun the right way with a cup hand, or I was going to actually swap in the hands from some other figures, and I didn't heat them up. Didn't want to take the chance on screwing anything up. It's just not worth it, obviously. Not something I wanted to have a breakage or a problem with. But you can see how Sarge there again lines up with our Alley Viper, kind of giving you a good idea how that's going to work on camera. Let's get Sarge back here as well. And our last comparison for tonight, let's get my personal favorite here, Bone Collector, up here from the Valaverse Action Force line. Also with the accessory coming out of the gun right there, the blast effect from that same ammo pack. So check that out. It's very worth picking up if you're a Joe and obviously a Valaverse Action Force collector. So those look fantastic coming out of those guns. So absolutely loving this thing. Again, it's the colors. It's definitely the colors. It's the nostalgia of it. Overall, I just think it's friggin' incredible. I am digging it. I'm going to mess around with that shield. I know it's not hard to get on, but honestly, I just don't like taking chances. I started messing around with the hand off and the hand on. I'll get it off, get it on the arm off camera, post some pictures over on Instagram with this thing, but really digging how this figure came out. So everybody, we'll get ready to call it a night. I didn't expect to go super long tonight, being an off night from when we're usually on. I do appreciate you stopping by, as I do understand that this was an off night for 705. Again, wanted to get that Toy Hut video out to you last night with those Spider-Man vintage retro carded figures for Marvel Legends. So you knew to check your Walmarts. So again, some people have reported that they managed to find them. So that's awesome. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Marvel Legends also hitting pegs. And if you didn't see my most recent video, Walmart is doing their complete reset, does have pegs out for all the new AEW figures like Sting and Cody exclusives, and as well as the G.I. Joe classified Hasbro retro carded figures. I haven't seen the figures yet, but I have seen the pegs. So they are going to be coming out pretty soon. So keep your eyes open, keep your head on a swivel. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out tonight. We'll get ready to call it an evening. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Helps us out a lot. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us grow the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of these different army builders, what your favorite Joe army builder might be, or maybe your favorite army builder is a Valaverse figure. I have my Valaverse army builder here, and honestly, I should have grabbed them, but I had so many other figures going on here, and we had two other Valaverse that I held off on doing that. Hit that like button, of course. And if you want daily toy content, daily toy updates, check us out on Instagram at disavowed_12, as you see in the back. I try to get daily, just maybe a minute or two of footage up there for everybody to see what's in Walmarts or wherever it might be that afternoon or that day. It's kind of give you an idea of what's on the pegs immediately, and then we sum it all up in our weekly toy hunts here on the channel, which we're more known for posting those as well. So everybody, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you being here, everybody. As always, check out the Infinity Equation podcast, 3POA podcast. Check out Art G. Check out all those guys. Check out Articulated Ninja. He and I have been talking a lot recently. He's really killing up some great videos as well on different topics with G.I. Joe and Valaverse and things like that. But a lot of great YouTubers and a lot of great toy content guys out there. So check everybody out. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.